Hey, how y'all doing this evening?
Ain't
This
nobody in there
Sunday
yet.
evening.
Nicholas, where I go, I don't hear.
Oh, see, that should have got all that straightened out first. See, that's what I'm saying right there.
It's fine. We gotta learn. We're learning.
Gosh, see, I don't like half-ass shit. I'm telling you, man, I just don't, man.
Oh, that's very cool.
I'm
Oh,
just
there we go. There we go. There we go. All right.
see, that's why y'all need to put me on live, man. I'm just saying, I just it's crazy, man. I'm just saying.
All
Good
right.
Lord.
So that's just in case somebody's chatting.
Of
Yeah.
course, this is all
All
recorded
right,
now.
y'all. We just chatting. We just up
Yes.
chatting.
So
Just
how was
chatting.
everything today? I mean, was the
How was
numbers
what?
good and was we
Yeah.
busy?
It was okay.
All right. Well, we just chatting,
Hello, hello.
We could just be talking,
Yeah.
just talk till you get your visitors and it's all good.
Oh, here we go.
We just thank the Lord for all the blessings. All right now. Now how do I go to your live? Just go to your YouTube page.
Yeah.
Hmm. Interesting. All right. I think you got some people on there already.
uh, yeah, one.
Yeah, it's like
We're just
six.
chatting, y'all. We waiting for some people to come in. Oh, thank you, thank you. Yeah, my mom passed away November last year.
I know.
It was a challenge, but we got through it.
She has a little memorial thing right by our front door when we walk in. And sometimes when I walk by, I told her, I'm like, it brings us back to all the good moments and,
Thank you.
all the time she made me laugh and all that. And, the crying, the yelling, the screaming, and I look at those pictures when I'm walking out the door and I'm like, wow, she's actually gone.
Yeah.
And my wife said, well, I'm going to move it. I'm going to get it from out of there. I say, hey, don't rush. Take
Yeah.
your time. Go through whatever you got to go through and take it out at your own leisure and don't try to
Yeah.
rush it.
Well,
Don't worry about me. It
it's
just brings back memories. And sometimes I get a little sad and then sometimes I smile,
yeah.
but it's just a reminder to us that she's not here anymore.
Well, it's been since November, so it's still.
Well, remember your mom lived a little distance from us. So sometimes when your loved ones that live far away from you and they pass,
Mm-hmm.
and you kind of in your mind feel like they're still here, but they just, you know, out of town somewhere where they used to live.
Yeah.
And
You guys can hear
reality,
us?
reality haven't really kicked in yet. So
Can you guys hear us? They can hear us?
yes,
Okay.
but it's like her mom. We made many memories together,
Yeah.
especially in the last days. But you'll be amazed of some of the things we would hear family members say. It is so crazy. Uh, we sacrificed her. Uh, we poisoned her with the stuff we rub on her legs. We
Just
um,
sad.
we killed her. I mean, we were like bugging
Sad.
out, like this is crazy. But
Sad.
it's real weird how family kind of and the ones who never spent any time came to seeing her not once are the ones doing all the talking. People always love to love you the most when you're gone.
They got
And
the most. They have the most to say.
yeah,
Most to say when someone's gone. Please.
it's amazing, and it's always the same ones. So if you got people in your family that's not involved, never do anything, always have something to talk about. Those are the ones who never show up, don't do anything. Those are the ones you should expect to be the ones to kind of do the dumbest things and say the dumbest things. It's
Yeah.
just it's amazing. Me, I'm a rude boy. and you don't know what's going to come out of my mouth, so you got to tread lightly dealing with me. I'm a work in progress, like Tupac said, the Lord isn't finished with me yet. You can't judge me. You ain't finished with me yet. So I still got room to rip your head off. So you better step to me with caution, and you better come correct, because you don't know what I'm gonna say. Yeah, I'm a man of God, but also I'm a man too. So God working on me.
Well,
Like that song say, try Jesus, but don't try me.
okay.
That's real. That's 100. Believe that, But you'll be amazed at some of the things the family says, and
Yeah,
and
you have to really have yourself, be strong and know your worth and know what you bring to the table to be able to ignore all that foolishness.
well, I think I don't know if any of you guys watched that movie, Welcome Home, Roscoe Jenkins, with
Martin
Martin
Lawrence.
Lawrence in it. What I got from that movie, the whole time he felt like he was being tortured by his family. He stayed away and everything. But at the end of that movie, he said, my family, every person in my family with all the different personalities and the things they say and the things they do and how they torture them, he said they prepared me for the world. So sometimes, your family and the things they do and say is really hardening you up and getting you ready for the world, because if your family do it to you, you need to expect the world to do it. So they will definitely get you
Your
prepared.
family will prepare you. Yes.
Yes. So,
Yes.
that's why I just roll off our back like water,
Yeah, yeah.
Every night, but between my wife, we may sit and talk about things that's done and said amongst ourselves, but we won't let you know you hurt us. We won't let you know that it bothered us,
Right.
Uh,
We'll have that conversation between
yeah.
us.
And if she cries, she gonna cry on my shoulder. She ain't gonna
Yeah.
let you see the tears,
Yeah.
So it's all good, but my first instinct is to protect and attack, and I would hope that's be every man position when it comes to anybody hurting his family, or coming at his family in a different way of saying things that's untrue.
Yeah.
And with me, I'm that guy, like my son says, I'm him.
Well, some things are expected with, family. It's perception. If that's how you feel, that's how you feel. That's why I've learned not to get upset about things that people say or assume anymore, because I'm not putting energy into that. That's how you feel, that's how you feel. Fine with me. Just don't we just can't break bread. You can't sit at my table. That's
No,
all.
I ain't say you can't. I ain't say you can't eat. You just can't eat at my table.
You just can't eat at my table. Your feet won't be up under this table.
Yeah.
Believe that. So it's fine. That's how you feel. That's how you feel. Just keep it going.
Yeah, with all this stuff on my table, I don't eat at the table either.
It's fine.
It's all
we
good.
have other tables.
Yeah, yeah.
So, but yeah, you have to. I just thank God that I was able to, that He helped me, build my self confidence, my energy, all of that to be able to deal with that.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
and the most important thing that was happening, I've learned to prioritize. So I'm not gonna put what people say or think or their perception before, the purpose, what I have to do. So
And I always say you need your haters. Your haters build you up. The haters make you strong. People talk about bullies, but we wouldn't have Facebook. We wouldn't have all these different inventions and stuff we have if you didn't have bullies. Now, I ain't say a bully should bully you till you kind of, you have all these mental issues, but I'm saying your bullies really give, make you work harder to be a better you.
yes.
Because a lot of times, like with me, I use negativity and things that people say as energy. And I use that energy to help push me to be all I can be. And so you can say what you want about me, and I'm going to use it, as energy and to help drive me. And maybe I thrive off it more than I should, because sometimes, people have their own perception of what they think they know. And,
Right.
you just let them do that or say what they're going to say, and you just use it as energy. And I feed off of it,
Yeah.
and it's what drives me.
Yeah.
Especially when they say I can't do something, or y'all should have never opened up that restaurant, or y'all should have never did this or did that. So it's energy for me, because I know whatever God put in our path or put on our heart to do, As long as it's from him, I know it's going to work. I know it. I trust that. So, you know, you just walk on and step on faith and believe in what you feel where God is leading you, and you trust that thing. Even when you don't see it, you know, you just keep driving, keep pushing, and you'll see it. It'll come. Trust me. It'll come.
Do we have a troll in here? This has to be a troll.
What's that?
If it's not a troll, please forgive me, but it has to be a troll. I don't even know if I want to ask this question. Okay. That's a troll, friend. I appreciate you, friend.
Well, you're going to always have your haters.
It's,
Well, they say,
it's
troll these
just,
nuts.
okay, it's just terrible.
You know, it's all good. You need them. You need them.
Oh Lord. Okay. So hey, let's go for it. Let's go for it. Okay. So this is the question.
What is the question?
He want to act the fool. Let's act the fool.
All right, what's the question?
He said I farted in class Friday,
Uh-huh.
and everyone blamed this girl next to me,
Mm-hmm.
and I didn't correct them.
Uh-huh.
I feel super bad.
Uh-huh.
Should I confess tomorrow, or would it be too weird? They're calling her stinker now.
Well, he's a shitty person for doing that. I'm
Listen,
just saying.
if you're a troll, okay, you have to understand this, okay? Before we decided to do this, as far as podcasting and going on live or whatever, I told my husband he is free to say what he want to say. So you got the right channel and the wrong person if you are a troll and you want to cut up in here, because it's the right person. Okay.
I'm not trying to get involved in that. Because you know your energy get taken left. And
Exactly.
I'm not, my energy
We're
is
here to
focused on
just
this.
talk and just have a good time, y'all. I appreciate everybody that's in here. Thank you so much. He said, just need advice, but don't know who to ask.
Well, you ask the right person.
Okay. You don't want it, baby.
Look here, man. Look, you know. But you know, on a serious note, you know, my wife and I, we woke up. Well, I woke up this morning, and sometimes when I have these long, deep sleep, it's like I come out of this sleep. I wake up in the morning, and I'm like, wow, it's like, you know, you either have an epiphany or you some thoughts that what you went to bed thinking about, you you wake up with an answer. But for some reason this morning I woke up and it just, I was thinking about life and things and how things always transpired in our life. And only thing I think about, it seems like at different points of our life, and especially now, we were in loops. And what I mean by loops is we was in this circle where, the scripture tells us never trust your emotions, for your emotions will deceive you. So if you have a bunch of emotional people around you, their emotions will keep you busy in their business and the things that's going on with them, solving their issues and their problems. And meanwhile, you're not focusing on what you need to do in life to be who God created you to be. So in our circle that we have our family, which is my 3 sons, my wife and I. That's our circle. Then beyond that circle, we have our family, which is the in-laws and my brothers and sisters, her brothers and sisters and all of them. And then we have our work family. And then you have your friends and all that. But what I find out is that at different times in our life, I'll be 60 this year. And I've noticed that we always find ourselves in a loop for many years because we surrounded ourselves around people, family, or whatever that has issues and things going on that sometimes are hyper emotional, to where we always talking and trying to help put out fires or things that's going on. But meanwhile, our purpose, we don't feel like that's our purpose, to be running around dealing with people's emotions. Sometimes you have to let people be who they are and let people do what they're going to do. Because that's sometimes the only way they learn. It's like, even with my kids, I tell them, don't surround yourself around people that's just going to have you busy doing a whole bunch of nothing. Right. And they still going to do what they're going to do. You can find yourself, in a loop, and you just going round and round dealing with this, dealing with that, dealing with this, dealing with that. Meanwhile, you've been put on this earth to do something else, and you letting the years slip by because you surround yourself around a bunch of people that is highly emotional and dealing with emotional things constantly. and it can get you in a position to where you're constantly dealing with their emotions. Meanwhile, your life is passing you by,
Yes.
and your purpose on what you're here to do is slipping. Slipping
That's
away.
good. That's good.
We're not walking in our purpose. And I find myself at different points in time in our life where we definitely want to walk in our purpose. And I think once you line up and what you want to do in life and what you feel you were created to do, opposition going to come. It's always opposition to purpose. People going to
Yes.
always, come at you when you least expect it. Whether it's a woman who's supposed to be a singer and all of a sudden all these no good guys she begin to deal with, and because she's a woman and whatever, then next thing you know, she's dealing with these type of people or guys, and they all of a sudden, she begins to stray left and she's not walking in her purpose and she's derailed. And now she may have children, she may have whatever, and then it just takes her away from
From
what
her purpose.
her purpose is, and then it makes it harder because the more children come in, the more the struggle gets a little tougher. Not saying you cannot overcome that or you cannot be who you were put on this earth to be, but it just makes it a little tougher,
Yes.
And I think it's like, even with, I tell my sons, you got to be careful of the type of woman you choose, and don't be out there sleeping around with all these women, man, and just be careful out there because there's a lot of broken people out there. I tell them all the time, I say, look, I'm not saying that a woman that doesn't have a mother and a father that's in their lives is bad. But sometimes, and it's most of the time, that if my sons pick a woman or a young lady who doesn't have a father in her life, my sons, I teach them to be strong. I teach them to be leaders. I teach them to be respectful. I teach them to make sure they do what a man's supposed to do. And so coming from, my loins and the things I've taught them, when they deal with the women, the young ladies that's out there, they take it as control. They take it as trying to tell them what to do. They take it as critiquing them. They take it as, you don't tell me what to do and all that. And I don't want to deal with no guy like that. Or they tell my kids that you're too serious about life. My son, he's 21. He talks about getting his own house, and he paid off his vehicles. He paid off everything he got. Now he's building to save for a home. My other sons, he into, both of them into stocks. They into, one into rebuilding engines and all that stuff. And I have, my sons are going to be and are good men. They're going to be strong. They're going to be good leaders, and they're going to be kings of their homes. But they're not going to be dominating. Not going to be the time, I'm the boss, I tell you what to do. I don't think that's a leader. I don't think that's a king. A king is knowing when to, take advice from his queen, or knowing when to lead, knowing when to follow, because sometimes my wife have better ideas than me. But my sons, they watch us as we deal with life and make decisions. And I know my boys are watching. Yes. So I try to be an example to them. Am I perfect? Heck, no. Far from that. But I tell you what, I got some good sons, man. All my kids work with us, and my boys are strong, and they very opinionated, and they're gonna let you know how they feel about things, and they're very respectful. But the women the young ladies that are out there, if they don't have a dad, they will take my son as controlling the widow, because if they had a dad in their life, I'm pretty sure their dad would say, hey, you're not going out just like that. Be back by this time. They'll be used to a man explaining to them that you overstepping what you're doing. You need to stop that. You need to be better at this. You need to do this. So when my sons may say something about, I don't like that you talking to all these guys. If you with me, why you got all these guys in your life? Oh, you're too controlling. I'm like, cool, fine. Or my sons may say, that's not appropriate what you're wearing. I mean, you showing too much. Oh, you don't tell me what to do. You too controlling. Or my sons would say, what do you want in life? Where you going? What do you want to do? Why you asking me that? That's what they would say to my kids. I sit down, my boys tell me so many stories, and they would tell them that you too serious for me. I'm not ready for that. And I say to the woman is the young lady is just being honest with you, son.
Exactly.
And I think you do come on too strong. If you're just dating, just date.
Yeah.
Let everything fall where it falls, but don't be so serious, about telling people your vision and what you're doing. That comes when you know you with a young lady who's in line with you, a
Right.
person who's going in the direction you're going. Because I teach my sons to lead, and I think young ladies, they're out there, but my sons have to be very cautious on who they choose to spend their time with. And it's a little painful for me because sometimes my kids' heart get broke. They come home, they talk to me, and they tell me about things that happen. Young ladies sometimes don't know if they want to be with this guy or that guy. They thought they had the one, but all that's supposed to happen. And I told my sons, I
Yes,
want
they're
your heart
supposed
to
to go
get
through
broke.
that. They need to go through
I
it.
want your heart to get broke while you're young. I
Yes.
want you to feel every part of it. Don't take none of it out. Let it break, and you'll
Mm-hmm.
remember the things you didn't like. You remember the signs. You'll learn from it, and it's just amazing that I'm glad my sons still talk to me. All of them, all three of my boys still talk to me, and they still tell me things. And as a dad, I do my best not to try to tell them what to do,
Oh
but
yeah, right.
sometimes I get
Yeah.
opinionated about things, and that crab, you don't need to mess up that crab, and then a couple weeks go by, they back together again. But I don't know, man. But my
Hey,
wife say it's their journey. You need to live.
yeah.
I'm like, you're right.
Let them.
Yeah, it's a book we were reading called "Let Them," and it helps us out a lot. Even with the people around you. It's so much I learned from that book, and I got to read it again and again and again. And it's
Yeah, you
called "Let Them."
let them. I gotta look up the author of that book, but
But my boys, they're smart, they're intelligent, they're strong, they're good young man, God fearing. Because I constantly tell them God is our foundation. I laid it for you. What you choose to build on is you, what you want to do. And I say, but you know who He is, and you know what we believe. Now your journey is to go out there and find your own way. Don't believe something because I believe it, but I'm telling you what I believe.
yeah, that book is Mel Robbins. Mel Robbins is her name. It's called Let Them. We have it on audio where we can listen to it in the car, and she's narrating her own book. It is excellent. So if you guys are into self, how should I say that?
Well, growing, you're into
Yeah,
learning more,
yeah,
into being a
learning
better
and
you, a better version of you.
yes,
Yeah,
yes,
yeah.
yes.
Because when I tell
That
you,
book is excellent. And listen, we should probably say a disclaimer.
what's that? We do not own the rights to that
We're
book or
not
something?
licensed. We're just a married couple that's been together for a long time. So we're not doctors. We're not
We're not none of that. I mean, I
none
hope
of it,
nobody don't think that.
any of it. We just talking. We
Yeah,
just talking.
yeah,
So
yeah. We're not none of that. We just,
but yes, please like the video and subscribe if you're on.
but to me, when we, have our children, we do our best to guide them, but my boys are all grown, we have that, we don't have the empty nest because my two young ones stay with me.
Yeah.
And I want them to stay with us. My wife, my middle child, as soon as he got out of high school, he wanted to go. And I was telling them, you don't need to go out into this world. And as a dad, I know all your weaknesses. I know you got growing to do. You're not ready. And my wife's sitting over there, let him go, let him go. And I'm like, no. And so I'm sitting there going to tell him, my son he's not ready. She said, Andre, let him go. I say, look, stay out of this. Let me talk to my son. Let me talk to my son. So I set my son down at this very table. Not this table. Was it this table? No, it was another table. I set him down and I say, son, I think you should wait. I think you should, stay home. I think you need to save your money. I say, if you just listen to dad, you guys have homes by the time you're 21. I say, I have all these ideals for you guys. I say,
Yeah.
I know it's your life and you want to do what you want to do, and I'm gonna let you do that. But if you just listen to the wisdom and the things that I've learned, son, I'm telling you, it save you a lot of heartache. And he still wanting to go after I spent all this time talking to him and explaining to him. I say, one of my child's got to listen to me and learn from all our mistakes. But he's back home with us now, and I'm glad my kids are with me, and I just want them to save their money so they can get their own homes, their own everything. And I just feel that it's going to work. It's going to be good.
Did I like go down?
Don't know. But it's just weird. See if you get up there. There you go.
Oh, here it goes.
And it's just weird how sometimes your kids go on their own and they go in their own directions, and it's hard for you to sit back and watch.
Yes,
But
it's
when they
hard.
do see and find out that the things you were saying were true or had some merit to it, that's
Yeah.
when they start going, all right, I understand what Dad was saying,
Yeah, and
but
plus we don't want to hinder their journey
or
either.
their growth.
Yeah, we don't want to hinder that. So sometimes it's hard, but we have to just say, okay.
Yeah. So but it's as a parent. I mean, I'm real protective of my kids. My wife's like, let them go. I'm like, these are my boys, man. These are my boys. And they, out there, this world tough for young black men, and I want to make sure that as a dad, I'm equipping them with everything they need. Because anything happens to my kids, man, I'm telling you, I'm stupid. Y'all will see me on the news, but it's just one of those things where I know I can't keep them under my arm for long, but as long as I can, I will.
Yeah, well, we always told them that you can't be grown when you want to be grown.
Yeah.
So you can't be grown when you want to be grown.
And then we have our extended family with other
gotta
young
know
men that are in our life that I try to talk to, and then, sometimes coming from the outside, talking to a young man that ain't really, your child, they can, some of
Yeah.
them gravitate to you and some of them feel like you ain't my dad, you don't tell me what to do. And that's why I step away quick.
Yeah.
But if you listen to me, you'll grow, you'll be stronger, you'll be wiser.
Yeah.
I always tell my kids, read the book of Proverbs. I tell my
Yes.
boys all the time, read the book
do.
of Proverbs. The beginning of that book says, this book is to make young men wise. So I always tell my boys, did you read the book of Dad? This girl, this and that. It's in the book of Proverbs. Dad, this is, I say it's in the book of Proverbs.
Yes.
Dad, blah, 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 blah. It's in the book of Proverbs. Go to the book of Proverbs. It teaches a young man to be wise and be ready for this world. So I say, even if you read a couple verses a day, when you get up in the morning, trust me, read the book of Proverbs. And because it's made especially for you guys, young men. Hell, I still read the book of Proverbs. And it's mostly talking about women. Stay away from this type, this type, this type.
Yeah. Yeah.
So my young boys, all young men need to read it, to be honest. When I talk to them, I tell them, read the book of Proverbs. Just read it, just get it on audio and just read it every day until it's embedded in your
Listen to
DNA.
it. Yes. Yes.
But anyway, back to the loop thing I was talking about. The loop that we feel has been in our life is that in my business, we have how many? About maybe 8 employees.
Yeah.
About 8 employees. And what happens is we find ourselves sometimes, and because it's family, we're that close, we know each individual thing, struggles or whatever they may have in life. And we will find ourselves going around in this circle, dealing with each one of them, including our kids. Each one of them emotional decisions or each emotional things that they get in. And we're, thinking we know everything, which we don't, but we have experienced some things in life that we pass upon them, what we think. And we can find ourselves just in this circle dealing with everybody else's stuff when we need to just let people go and be and do what they're going to do in life. And it's hard for me sometimes to sit back and watch a slow train wreck, because I don't want to help pick up the pieces because you're in my life.
Right.
And it just, it bothers me sometimes, but it's hard to watch. But now we're trying to get to a point to where we're just trying to not be so caught up in things and be in this circle of emotional decisions and all that in everybody else's life, and just let people do what they do and stay the hell out of their way and focus on what we do. We really trying to get into our podcast and learn this thing and get better at it to where we talk like we're talking now and be structured and all that. So if we have anything that's we allowing in to distract us, then their burdens wear down on us. And sometimes we're too tired, we're too this, all because we're letting outside influences come in. And It's not their fault. It's always our fault. It's your fault. You have a control on what you allow in your life. And we try our best. We're trying our best now to just keep all these things out and concentrate on where we're going, what we're doing, what's our purpose, what's been put on our heart to do. And I think if you do that, in your life, you'll find if you take a step back and you look at all the things and people that surrounding you, and you'll wonder, are these people adding to my life or they taking?
Right.
You know, and if you sit back and do that, you'll really trip out by saying, wow, I got all these people around me, and it's like people got a straw on your back, like you're a soda, and they just sucking the life and energy out of you, you know, and they don't even care or want to do better. Because if anybody hang around my wife and I, we're gonna always push you to do better. We're gonna push you to be a better you. And hopefully we're gonna learn from you as well, you know. And now we just putting boundaries. Everywhere we putting boundaries, boundaries, boundaries. And we're learning to do a lot of that now. But we're getting better. So whenever we had any problems in our marriage, anything, it's always outside stuff. It was never inside. My
So
wife and I, we've been together for what, over 40 years, and
yeah.
it was always outside stuff whenever we had issues.
You guys, is the video, can you guys like see us directly or is it shifted? You gotta let me know, because on my computer it shows.
It might be up sideways or something. Probably need to turn the
Yeah, let's see, we gotta turn it. Fran, I see you.
So you say turn it up.
Fran, do we need to turn the camera or you can see us?
It's hard on the phone. If the phone not, you know, right,
Yeah.
it's aggravating to see it like that.
Yeah, I don't know. It's looking crazy on here.
So let me turn it. You know, see, I'll turn it. Bear with me a minute.
We're learning, y'all. Who's in? Do we need to turn it like that? I don't know.
You can see both of us.
So that,
You can see both of us.
not really.
Right now.
Well, yeah,
Look
you
on
can
the
sit down. You
computer,
can sit
baby.
down.
Look on the
Yeah,
computer.
yeah. You gotta
See
come
both
sit down.
seats?
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Is that better, guys? That's how we usually have it.
Yeah. You can see it's crooked. You're not looking.
Yeah.
The picture on the computer.
Yeah. All right, we're gonna get it
On the
right.
computer.
Yeah, we're gonna get it right. It's okay.
All righty then. But yeah, we're back. I mean, so it's just amazing how in life a lot of things, obstacles are put in front of you, but you know, we tend to blame the other person, but it's really us because we allowing it, you know.
Yeah.
So if we start taking responsibility of what we allow into our life, and you know, all these different things, then I think that's where you grow. Cause me, I'm the type of person, I don't want to get blamed for anything, you know. So I make sure that, you know, it's not my fault that you know, anything that happens. And I try to make sure that if it is, I correct it, or I ask you to forgive me. I'm sorry, I made a mistake or whatever, or, you know, it's, you know, that's me, that's on me. So, you know, I think holding responsibility for things that happen, all it does is make you stronger, better, and make you wiser to make better decisions as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Is it me, or does it seem like I'm doing all the talking?
you're always doing all the talking.
I mean, my wife, she's not saying nothing.
Yeah, I'm
just
trying to
sitting
get
there,
all
you know.
this down.
This is a Vicky and Andre thing, and it's like, man, do I need her? I mean, I can do all the talking. I mean, we can just like block her off and just, you know, leave me.
It's all good. It's all good.
You know, but baby, let me ask you a question.
Okay.
When it comes to the loops you talking about, I mean, when we talked about this, how did you feel about it?
I just feel like it's something that we supposed to be a part. I don't know.
Well,
I
see,
don't know if it's something that we have to go through to get to. So because sometimes you have to go through it to get to it. So and I don't think that God make any mistakes. You know what I'm saying? Like he have people in your space for a reason.
yeah, in your life for a reason
Yeah.
or a
So
season.
I don't think God make any mistakes. So I just really feel like it's just something that we're supposed to do.
Well, I remember back in the days, you said it's two things you want to do. You want to have a women's ministry. You want to help young women, and you say you want to be able to drive around and just cook for your family, and you want to feed, people in need. You just want to pull up
Yeah.
on the corner with a food truck and just feed a bunch of people in need,
Yeah.
and then keep it moving and go from state to state,
Yeah.
city to city. And I'm like this. The first time she said that, I looked at her like,
It's a lot.
you must be doing that without me. Ain't nowhere in the world. I'm
That
like,
was a vision
God
I
ain't
had.
put that on my heart.
It's a vision
I'm
I
sorry. We supposed to be in line with stuff like that. I mean, she'd be
Yeah.
driving cross
Well, I
country
guess-
by herself.
Well, I guess that's probably why we haven't done it yet.
Well, I'm sorry. Jesus haven't talked to me yet. I'm just saying, man. I see myself getting on my boat going fishing. You want to go with me there? I'll take a homeless fishing.
It's
But-
all right. It's okay.
But anyway, it's just one of those things
It's in
where
God's timing. So if it's something that's supposed to happen, He'll make it happen.
well, I truly believe that.
Yep. So I don't worry about it.
Well, I know that, any things that God put on my heart and I trust him, it was always things that worked out.
Mm-hmm.
Even with Jonesy's, I never, wanted to do Jonesy's. It was never something that I really wanted to do. I mean, we owned a moving business, and my moving company, the housing market crashed in 2000 and what, 07?
Yeah, 7, 8. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, in 08, and the housing market crashed, and my moving company, it just slowed down to a screeching halt. People didn't have the money to move anymore. And we were sitting there, like, wow, what we gonna do? And then my wife come up with this epiphany, people gotta eat. And I'm like, what you mean people gotta eat? We can sell food. I'm like, so who wanna sell some damn food? And then, we end up starting it that way, and we start, we went working at a farmer's market. I had a buddy named Mike. He built me a grill, and then I had a table, and I went out there with my cooler, and I'm at the farmer's market. And of course, my wife, she goes a couple of times. After that, I'm out there by myself. She come up with these ideas, and it's my behind out there by myself doing it. How you like anybody in your life who come up with an idea and you end up being the one to make the dream come true? I mean, now look at me. But what I learned about it, the Lord let one door close and open another one. And then when that door opened, we just started working. He's been blessing it ever since.
Yeah.
But it was never my idea or something that I want to do.
Yeah.
I love to fish. I go to Tortugas. I got my boat. I fish Lake Okeechobee. Those are things I love to do, But, we use Jonesy's as an avenue for us to step into bigger things that we feel God has put on our heart to do, and to, have fun with our hobbies, and something to help, far as a stress reliever or things that we love to do that help us deal with, all these different issues and things around us. So we have to have that outlet, and that's an outlet. Her outlet is spending money. Hell.
I like to shop.
Well, but anyway, it's just one of those things where we just have to trust God, and we walk in, and we look for doors that He open, and we walk in those doors.
Yeah.
So other than that, what are the other things that you want to talk about?
Well, we're kind of out of time. We're supposed to keep it down to kind of out of time, are we?
Well, I feel that in life,
30 minutes.
we're here to go through things and
Yeah.
to learn, to grow, and surround ourselves around hopefully mature people that can help you grow. This man said this thing that, which I told my wife, and I thought it was amazing. If we have 3 children, and when I look at each one of our kids, each one of them, I can see a part of me in each one, and I can see the things in them that irk me, that really aggravate me the most. And I heard him say that your children are really here to teach you. So I'm looking at my boys, and I'm like, the ones that drive me crazy and that aggravate me, I'm supposed to learn something from them. They're supposed to help me be, do better, be wiser. So your kids are really the teachers. That's what he was telling me. And I kind of agree with that to some point. But on the other hand, the Bible say, train a child in the way he should go, we not depart from it. Now I know that is he talking about him? Teach them the foundation of God, Christ, who he is, or it's a combination of things, good and bad, right and wrong, and train him in a way. So it's not only, biblical things, but I believe it's this world too, because it always says that, a kid who refused wisdom is a fool, so I believe it's on both spiritual and physical things, earthly things you teach your children. But he say the children are here to teach you. And I think that has some merit to it. But, I'm one of those guys, I know everything. I know everything. I'm just joking.
Yeah.
My wife said like I know everything.
Sometimes. But
anyway, it's been real. We do little things here. So y'all seeing us at the very beginning. When we first started our business, Jonesy's, you should have saw us. We were out there with just a little folding table. We looked so cheesy. But
a folding table, a little tent.
Yeah.
We had a tent, a little beat up tent.
A little Walmart tent.
Yeah.
That was a cheap Walmart tent, not the one with the legs go straight up and down, the one with the legs go out.
Yeah, that's the cheap.
All it took was somebody to come by and sneeze and blow the thing down.
Yeah.
And we were so cheesy back then. I look back at those pictures. If you guys go on our website, you'll see some old pictures. And I think, the Bible say never despise small beginnings. This is a small beginning for us. So we probably look a little cheesy now. But one thing I know about my wife and I, we get our act together and you'll look back and go, boy, years from now and go, man, they look so professional. They did this, that. I'm like, go back to the early videos.
Yeah.
We were so cheesy, man. It was so.
You got to start somewhere.
It was crappy. So this is a small beginning for us. And we thank those who tuned in and everything. And I like to thank my wife who not saying anything to help,
He want to
but
thank me.
Watch when we get off this live, she gonna be talking me to death. I'm gonna say, what happened when we was on live? You sitting there, you like the cat got your tongue?
No, I'm just trying to figure everything out.
She gonna say that next time. Go to the video before this and you'll see she was saying the same thing. I'm telling you. So, when we get on here, I want to have really good topics, I want to have, but I like to shoot from my heart to where you see it's not something, it's not something that's well scripted or whatever.
Yeah.
I like to flow with things and whatever God put on my heart to say, we like to flow with it. Yeah, I don't like that because you never know what we talking about may touch someone or help someone.
Yes.
And I feel that because the 40 years of dealing with each other through the ups and downs, people may want to hear that. When our spiritual walk, our business walk, our marriage walk, it's just one of those things that we don't mind sharing with people. We tell our family all the time, they're like, you need to write a book. I'm like, nah, I ain't writing no book, man. Nobody ain't gonna read my book.
So y'all subscribe to the channel and like the video, and we appreciate you guys greatly.
Never despise small beginnings.
Never despise small beginnings. That is huge.
Yes. So we'd like to thank you guys, and I want you guys to grow with us.
Yes.
Help us, give us feedback. Don't be too harsh.
Yeah, right.
We're growing, We got all the equipment. We got everything we need.
Yeah, we just
gotta home in and critique and
we gotta get it down. Yes.
All right. So thank you guys, and
go hit that.
We're out. See, look, we should have a third person over there hitting that there. So I'm gonna get up and I'm gonna cut it out. So see you guys later.
Y'all. Thank you. Thanks for chiming in. Friend, I appreciate you greatly. The X at the top. All right, y'all. Good night. Okay.
Yeah, okay. Where?
There we go. All right, we're done.